All right, everybody, welcome back to the Titans table for two in that two-tone blue. That's Andrew.
That's Christian.
And the first domino has fallen in the coaching search around the league. The Giants, and I think as of we're recording this, I believe that the Giants are the only team to have filled their vacancy. I haven't looked at a lot of news regarding other teams today, but pretty sure I'd have seen something. But yeah, we're going to get into all that when we come back and what all that means for the Titans in their coaching search.
Not playing for some reason.
2K.
CJ 2K.
What an effort by Chris Johnson!
1,000-yard season.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them? Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25.
Yeah,
Pitches it back to Wycheck. End zone! Touchdown Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
All right, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in and coming back with us in here today to talk about the Titans' latest and greatest for the head coaching search. But before we do all that, check in with CPN, Curtis Podcast Network, all the other teams around the league, especially Third and Teal. Sorry, guys, man, it's a tough week. I wish I could say I was sad about it, but I can't let y'all be getting no trophies before us, man. Houston Texans still in it. This Real Texans podcast, they still got a chance to go and make some stuff happen. Playing New England this week. And how does it feel to know that either Mike Vrabel or the Texans are going to the AFC Championship? Whew. Tough day as a Titan, man. And then, of course, Unstable Colts podcast. Check those boys out. Give them a holler. And this AFC South show, of course, with all of those combined. But, yeah, go show some love to all those. Tighten up that like button for us. Comment down below. Let us know what you think about any of the things we'll discuss here shortly. And let's get into it. I guess the first official domino has fallen. John Harbaugh, I think the most likely place got him. I was kind of thinking Falcons was a bit of a contender, but Giants scoop him up. And I guess real quick before we get into Harbaugh, I want to touch on like Tomlin as well, because like people in comments of all kinds of stuff, Titans related, are saying go get Tomlin, go get Tomlin, go get Tomlin. To kind of clear that up, like I think he's at least for 2 years, the Steelers still own the rights to his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So any way the Titans get, it's gonna have to be a trade or something. So like, and then doesn't mean it's not possible. I just don't think I don't think Tomlin's going anywhere this year. But yeah, just to clear that up as well, in case we didn't. I don't know if we touched on that. I don't even know. Actually, I don't know if the news had broken quite when we had recorded last week. Did it? I can't remember if it had. Can't remember if the Tomlin news had broken last week or not. Actually,
no, it hadn't because they hadn't played yet. They played the playoff game Sunday.
Yeah, so
we did bring it up and talk to Jordan about it.
But yeah, there was a wrench thrown in it when he resigned, though, and he wasn't fired. So yeah, the Steelers still own his rights for at least 2 years, maybe 3. I can't remember, but yeah. So any way that Tomlin comes to the Titans, man, or any other team's going to be via trade. But yeah, Harbaugh's the big domino that fell. I think we still had hope. It was kind of disappointing to me, man, because I'm literally seeing the news like, hey, Harbaugh is going to meet with the Titans in his home. But then I kind of saw that as like I didn't like that, honestly, the fact that the Titans brass was going to have to travel to him. I was like, gosh, that almost seems like he's just kind of just keeping the professionalism, and he's already agreed to interview, so he didn't want to, back out. I don't know, but I didn't like that off bat. But then it was literally like, maybe 2 hours later, and the news broke that the Giants and him had agreed to terms. So it's not like a big gut punch to me, honestly. It was like a dream, and it was cool to know that we were kind of in the run and stuff. But it doesn't. There's other guys out there that I think could be plenty productive for us. So it's not like the biggest gut punch in the world. But yeah, I think he went where a lot of us thought he was going.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's cool that the Titans were in it. I think that has a lot to say about Cam Ward, and I don't think it's necessarily he picked Jackson Dart over Cam Ward. I think he picked the Giants roster, which is closer than the Titans roster. They have
Mm-hmm.
elite neighbors. They have solid offensive line play. They have Abdul Carter and Brian Burns. They still have
Mm-hmm.
a top pick in the draft. So
I mean,
I
Cam Scatterboo was really great for them this
Cam
year, actually,
Scatterboo.
before injury.
So I mean, I think they're just ready to win. Ross, like more closer to ready to win. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
either of us are necessarily ready to win. But Titans are cooked. Well, appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming. But yeah, I think it was cool to be in the running. It's cool to see that they were gonna go all in. You know, you gotta appreciate that. Means, you can say what you want about Amy, but she's not afraid to spend because she's paying these GMs and these coaches, and she's going, and then she was willing to also spend $30 million to get John Harbaugh here between him and his staff.
Sure.
Faithfulness is Monken has me feeling good, and we didn't get Harbaugh. Yeah, I wasn't big on Monken either. I mean, he's had his ups and downs, but yeah, I agree. But Monken's going with him up
Yeah,
New
and
York.
speaking on that too, because we talked last week, and I felt really irresponsible and bad. I'm not trying to jump around too much here, but we are on Harbaugh, Ravens, whatever. It was Jason Brown, by the way, that was telling that where I got that story about Lamar not speaking to Monken for like 4 straight months, apparently, and stuff like that. And yeah, I did have the story right though. He did. It was according to him. It's Jason Brown, Coach JB from Last Chance U, if y'all know, and. He the way he said he knows a lot of guys in the league, man. You know, he's connected with a lot of teams, with a lot of people in the league and stuff. You know, he said that this happened. He's not going to say the source or where, and I understand that stuff. That Lamar didn't talk to Monken for like 4 months, and then Harbaugh went to him and said, "Hey, I'm back. Are you cool with that?" "Yeah, of course, Coach. Yeah, I got no problem with you." And then, like, apparently the word was that Lamar wins. But I wanted to clear that because I felt really irresponsible not having the source or the name or who. So that's where that came from. I wanted to clear that up. So,
Absolutely.
But yeah, we can move on. We don't have to spend any time on that necessarily. But yeah, Harbaugh, back to him and what it means, I guess, next.
Yeah, I mean, it was they went all in. They didn't get him, and I'm okay with that. You know, I think. I think they did the right job. Like the Giants kind of went all in on them. They were kind of slowing down their search. They did just enough to fulfill the Rooney Rule, hiring 2 minority candidates in person, which is fine. You know, so they were in the place. They knew what they had that done before he got there on purpose. They were like, we're not going to let him out of the building, and you know. He got what he wanted, so good for him. But they did the Titans were different. They still interviewed as many people as they could. Like this is their interview schedule for this week going on into Sunday.
Some like 20 plus coaches or something scheduled to be coming in there.
So on Tuesday they interviewed Jeff Hafley and Jesse Minter, 2 up and coming D coordinators. Wednesday they hired Mike McDaniel. Friday they hired Brian Daboll. Saturday they hired Mike. Or tomorrow they'll be hired.
Interviewing, I was going
to say. They hired all these guys. We're gonna get the Avengers interview. Sorry, Saturday, tomorrow they're
interviewing. She was breaking news to me, man. I was like, what?
All right, every single one of them. Mike McCarthy will be interviewing tomorrow, and then they'll interview Jonathan Gannon, and then they'll finish up with Robert Saleh on Sunday as well. So, there's a lot of good names still out there, you know,
for sure.
So. And then maybe you get somebody younger because Harbaugh is 63. I mean, how long more?
That's the thing about Harbaugh. Yeah, that wasn't mentioned, I think, enough when we talked about him. You know, it's. I mean, this is his last stop, probably for sure. You know what I mean? Unless it just goes horribly bad, you know, and he wants another shot at it, I guess. But yeah, I believe this is his last stop. He'll retire after this, most likely. You never know. But
if it goes horribly bad, he might even get another opportunity, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, I don't know. People even had questions maybe about how he managed Lamar sometimes. So maybe he wasn't our guy. So I mean, I'm not here nor there on that. I just I'm not that disappointed about it. I kind of knew where we sat, and it was like we mentioned, it was cool to kind of be in the run for it somehow, some way. So.
Yeah. So I mean, got some good names. I can boil it down to a top 5 for you if you'd like. It's a top 6 because I have my 5
I
on the
mean, are we
slab.
doing top 5 probability to get the job, or are we doing top 5 you desire?
I think it's kind of both, honestly. Because
No, because Matt Nagy's the number one.
that's betting odds. I don't know. Like he's in my top 5 though, because I know a lot of Titans fans will destroy themselves if Nagy's hired, but I don't think that. I think the Nagy hate's kind of forced, honestly. But he is my top 5, my top 6.
I'm not. I just wouldn't be excited about it, man. He didn't seem to do a lot sometimes when Mahomie was out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't calling the plays either, and he wouldn't be calling the plays here. It all depends on his staff too. But my number 1 is still Robert Saleh. Especially if somehow he could get Mike McDaniel to come with him. I think Mike McDaniel's going to be a head coach somewhere, and it might be here because he's my number 2. I do like Mike McDaniel a lot. So seeing what he could do with Cam, a better quarterback than Tua, would be nice.
Absolutely.
Kevin Stefanski's on my list. I think what he did in Cleveland, 2-time coach of the year, you can't be ignored. And then I got Mike McCarthy at 4, just to a stabling force. And then my 5/ is Nagy / Hafley. And Hafley kind of slid down for me. Chula would be in there a little higher.
I was wondering. I was just about to ask if we had him in for an interview or not. I didn't.
He is not scheduled. He was a recruit. Interview request was put in. I don't know if he just didn't interview with us or it's been delayed or anything. But from what I understand, is Sunday they're done with their first round and they'll boil it down to like 4 or 5 names. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have a coach by Friday next week.
Yeah, I mean, you want to kind of get the ball rolling on it, right? I mean, you want to get the guy in the building and kind of let him sort of get his pieces in order, I think, as quickly as possible. We've got a long road with I mean, I'm already starting to feel like the pressures of like the news and like making a video. I'm sitting here making that video, and then the Jar Harbaugh news happens, so it kind of made everything weird, and I have to edit the video. So it's just, I'm already seeing that stuff. You know how like we talk about something one day and then something happens. So
Dear Jaguar, go over to Third and Teal. Subscribe, Dear Jaguars.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick turnaround next week, I think, and you'll see. I mean, I guess it depends on a lot of these guys if they win. Like Saleh, out of the guys I listed, Saleh would be the only one that's still playing, right? Yeah, Hafley's out. So, but who do you want the Titans to draft? Pick the draft. I mean, it's hard. Appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Hopefully, it was on Titans table for you.
Carnell Tate or freaking Ruben Bain, man.
Yeah, right now because it's hard when you don't know what happens in free agency. Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate.
It's so hard to not want to go get the edge rusher because it's such a need. But dude, it's just as hard if like a guy like Carnell Tate sitting right there. Could you imagine that with Cam, dude?
If you get a guy like Mike McDaniel as your coach, what about Jeremiah Love? Look what he did with A-Chain. He schemes up the run better than anybody. But there's a lot of good running backs in free agency too, like Breece Hall.
A-Chain was off the chain for me in fantasy this year. Like every week, man, he just was great.
Right now, without knowing, appreciate him, and without knowing what free agency looks like and stuff. Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate, top 3. Jeremiah Love would be right there on the side of those. He's the best player in the draft, I think. Jeremiah Love. If you were just like,
absolutely.
Who was the best player in this draft? It'd be him or Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. But you like to go best player available, but you just with some holes on this team. Safety's not really one of them for us. A glaring need, so it's hard to go. And running back, if you feel like you can get a Kenneth Walker out of free agency or Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, and a cornerback or something too.
Yeah,
so another big one.
We'll know more about that when we get closer. There's going to be a lot of movement.
I think we're locked in at 4 right now, right? Am I correct about that?
Yeah, we're 4. And then
that's not bad, man.
Dante Moore not going to the draft and staying at Oregon is going to affect the draft because he was looked at as the number 2 pick in the draft, that he would be going to the Jets. So does that mean Ty Simpson's slides up to people's boards and that's who the Jets pick? Or are you looking at like less trade value up there because no one's going to go grab a quarterback yet? You don't know.
Right.
It's going to be interesting for sure. I like Ruben Bain a lot. There's a lot being said about his arms. You'll get those. We'll see him play Monday. He has a game record, but you don't know. There's a lot more that goes into it. I like him as like a guy with a fucking engine on him that just gets after the quarterback. Sorry for cussing. Family show. But
you just got to hit on this pick, man. You got to hit this pick. Like,
and I trust Borgonzi after what he did last year. So at least there's that.
I think Carnell Tate might be my guy, man. I know we need that edge rush desperately, man. I'm hoping Femi just like becomes like steps it up a notch. I don't think he's not gonna be Michael Strahan or nothing. But I hope that
he's been good, but he's never been the number one on his team. He's got Jeremiah Smith there. And this is I like Carnell Tate. I just want to put out some cons for him too. And he kind of disappeared in that Miami game.
Yeah, I mean, it's I have a hard time judging players off one game in college, maybe quarterback more so. But yeah, I mean, I need Cam to have a big time target to go throw to, man.
Once again, does George Pickens come available? I don't see Borgonzi signing a guy like Pickens. But Alec Pierce, Juwan Jennings, Wan'Dale Robinson, there's some good receivers out there in the free agency. Nothing, but are any of them a guy like and Pickens is probably the only one that could be like, hey, that's a number one right there. Pierce has had a good season, but he's more of a deep threat. Wan'Dale, he did really well after Malik Neighbors went down. So, but I don't know if the Giants even let him go. I mean, I wouldn't if I was them. But time will tell on all that, and we'll be here.
Yeah, there's a lot of time from here to there. So
thanks for subscribing. We'll be going live every week.
Yeah, we'll be getting into that sooner than later. It'll be here before we know it, man.
You have the top 5 that you want.
I guess I'll just go from 1 to 5. It's pretty similar to yours, actually. I think my number 1 is probably Stefanski.
Okay.
I like the 2-time coach of the year there. Thought he did great in Cleveland. He's given a circus show this year, man. And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but it was just a lot of mess this year that Stefanski was given, and inherited that stupid Deshaun Watson deal. That was just a massacre for that team.
Yeah.
But Stefanski's probably number 1, and then number 2, I like the whole week combo that we talked about last week with Robert Saleh, especially if you get Mike McDaniel.
Could he get somebody like Cliff Kingsbury or Brian Daboll? I like them coming in as offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury, I think, rounds me out at 5, but between 5 and 2, I probably have McCarthy, and I've actually grown to like Shula, but he's not on the list, so I guess I'll pick another one since he's not on the list of interviews. But yeah, I said Cliff Kingsbury at 5. Yeah, so yeah, McCarthy at 3, and then, gosh, man, I mean, maybe McDaniel is the head coach, but I'm not. When I hear that, man, for some reason, I just don't feel comfortable with it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not in on Matt, and I'm not going to be super excited about Matt Nagy either, man. Like I know some of that hate's a little manufactured and stuff, but I'm just it doesn't excite me either.
Give me 2 weeks, I'll talk myself into it.
Yeah.
I'm big on shout out to the host. I'm a new subscriber. Hey, Kenneth, thanks for subscribing, brother. Titans Table for 2. If you're not subscribed, we're on a couple different channels, but make sure you come to Titans Table for 2. All spelled out except for the number 4. And subscribe there if you're not there yet. Yeah, I'm big on Robert Saleh too. He's the number 1 on my list. And I want to bring, because I keep talking about, hey, could he get Daboll? Could he get Kingsbury? Could he get McDaniel to be his OC? A name not talked about is Clay Kubiak, who is the current offensive coordinator for the 49ers, but he doesn't call plays. And then Matt LaFleur, he came here from the offensive coordinator from the Rams to be our offensive coordinator just to call plays.
Yeah, that's another name I wish was kind of on the list of interviews, man. LaFleur would probably make my top 5 for sure. If he was one on the interview list that I could pick from, I'd probably go with a guy like LaFleur, man, because
I think
I
all of
like
them
Matt
like you
LaFleur a lot.
But Clay Kubiak is a really smart guy. He comes from that Kubiak tree, obviously. His brother's the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. His dad was the head coach of the Texans. So that's a guy who could come from that Shanahan system and be a play caller here. Now, good chance he comes for a year or two and leaves, but get the offense on the right track. And by that time, you have some he'd bring some people with him too. So that's an interesting name to me. So even if it's not one of the offensive coordinators we've been interviewing, because a lot of these names are definitely just like, hey, we're in. Is Arthur Smith going to be available for offensive coordinator? Maybe. Jonathan Gannon could be a DC. I don't see Dayball could be a OC. So,
Yeah, I mean, because there's like 8 slots left over now. Now that the Ravens, or not the Ravens, excuse me, now that the Giants have filled their vacancy, and now that the Steelers became a new vacancy, and the Packers as well.
Packers aren't open yet.
No, the Packers aren't open. Excuse me.
They're still talking, but there is a thought that they might not come to a deal.
Yeah, forgive me. Forgive me for jumping ahead on that. So I guess
the
it's
Browns,
the Steelers, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Browns, Titans.
Yeah, Raiders, Titans,
Seahawks, right? Or not Seahawks. No. We already said Raiders.
Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Raiders. Who am I missing here?
Yeah, we're missing something there.
Oh, no, I just said that. Jets are good. They have their coach still. Dolphins.
Dolphins, that's right. Falcons. I don't know if we mentioned that.
I got the Falcons down here. I'm missing one more team because there's 8 openings right now. XFL so that's better than the NFL's.
Yeah, regardless, that's my point. There's 8 openings, and there's a whole lot more candidates than openings. So some of these guys are going to end up landing as coordinator one place or another as well. So that's why I think Robert Saleh is maybe the most interesting candidate.
Now
because if Mike McDaniel doesn't, what's that?
Now I got Cardinals.
Okay, I almost said Cardinals, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's the 8. So be interesting for sure. Do you want to get I think I'm thinking by the time we come back next week we'll be on, and if it gets hired before Friday we're going to come on that night.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and go live that day. Yeah, for sure. Did you have a couple videos queued up, or one, or whatever? Did you have something we were going to watch, or?
I did. Did you have something in the playlist? Hold on.
No, I don't have anything currently. I thought you maybe had something saved that you were going to.
I
know Chris Sims has been out there talking to you. Well, you can just go pick one, man. There's people that have talked about it out there. There's Chris Sims got a video on it out there. I haven't watched it.
Let me see. Where am I? Here's Chris Sims. We'll pull that. It's a short one. We could pull that up real quick.
Hold on. We'll react to that, do our final bite, and get everybody out of here.
Well, we can go through the playoff games and give our opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can do that too, real quick. Yeah.
All right. Get to the ad before I share it. All right. We're gonna bring this Chris Sims video up and Mike Florio. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
The Titans and the Falcons were the other team that the new head coach of the Giants, soon to be, were considering. I was intrigued by the Titans. I think the Titans are a fascinating option. Now they've got some issues in the front office as it relates to this perpetual Game of Thrones and who's in charge this year, who's in charge next year. They got
ain't lying.
Cap space. They have a young potential franchise quarterback in Cam Ward, new stadium coming online.
That's right.
I can understand why John Harbaugh gave them a serious look. The Falcons were the other one. And look, I know it's not popular to say it this week because it's supposed to be, hey, Matt Ryan, all right, you go, president of football operations. If I'm John Harbaugh and I've been coaching an NFL team for 18 years, and I've been working with one of the best front offices in the NFL for that long. And I've got a guy who's never worked in an NFL front office, never worked for an NFL team in any capacity other than player. I don't want to teach this guy how to run a team, and that's what he would have had to do in Atlanta.
Yeah, I hear you. It's definitely, I don't think it's appealing to a guy like John Harbaugh who would go, wait, I got all these options. I've been around all these professionals who knew what to do. And this is like, hey, I like Matt Ryan. I'm sure he knows football. We know Matt Ryan knows football. But does he want to figure out?
That's a good point. This is the first time I've ever heard that talked about. That's probably true. He's too old to be wanting to do all that, and train somebody on the job. You know what I mean? That's probably, I can imagine that was a definite deterrent.
From the Falcons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think they had the best roster out of the three because they're
for sure. That's why I thought they would get him. I really did.
They're a quarterback away, which is the one difference from the Titans and the Giants. They feel like they've got their guy, at least whether they do or not, determined. But I mean, that's definitely a piece where you're like, I'm not ready to rebuild the front office too,
For sure.
Well, all right, let me get
out if he knows how to run things and do things the right way on the fly at his own expense. And I certainly can understand, a coach like Harbaugh with options like that going, I don't know if I love that. But I think to your point and kind of what we're talking about with Harbaugh with the Giants, right, with Tennessee, they have some of those key pieces that I think a head coach would like. Well, we got the quarterback, got some offensive linemen and some first-round picks up here that are kind of good. You got Jeffrey Simmons in the back end. They got some young secondary guys. You heard me say throughout the year, the Titans defense is really a pain in the butt. The offense was just so bad, the defense kind of broke down as games went on. Atlanta, the same thing. That offensive line, you got Bijan Robinson, right? You got a quarterback in Michael Penix in that situation. A lot of it was set up. So I can understand a guy like Harbaugh looking at it and going, hey, with those three teams, Giants, Titans, Falcons, a lot of the dirty work is already done. And that would make you feel good about going there. But as you know, and I think John Harbaugh agrees, that the Giants were set up the best in their situation here. And I'm sure glad he took that job. What?
All right.
That's encouraging if that's his spin on it, or if that's the you pause it real quick. If that's kind of like what coaching experts and football personnel experts around the league, if they kind of have a similar consensus about the Titans like that makes me feel better for the future. If people are seeing that some of the gritty stuff is kind of getting done. So maybe there's a light. That light at the end of the tunnel is closer than we think, man.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're a bright spot. You got a lot of cap space. You got a high draft pick. I think it's we're looking. The right head coach is pivotal here.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how it goes. Do you want to get into these playoffs games?
Yeah, let's quickly run through them.
Okay. First game is Bills. Broncos.
Broncos have been excellent, but I'm rolling with Josh Allen this season, man. That's my Super Bowl winner right there, man.
Bills. Okay, then second game tomorrow is 49ers and Seahawks.
Ooh, this may be the toughest one for me to pick. I'm rolling with 49ers, man. They always seem to get it done.
Somebody who's definitely been there before.
Exactly, and I like Brock. All right, let's go with 49ers.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I think they've just been playing the best football all year.
Sure.
We'll see. I mean, Sam Darnold didn't have a great playoff game last year, but no, this defense is really, really good too.
He's had a great season, man. Good for him too, because a lot of people, and I kind of bought out on him. They had sold stock on Sam Darnold. So,
here's a stat I heard. There's two quarterbacks that have gone for 14 wins in their first season with the team. It was Sam Darnold this year. Do you know who the other quarterback was?
Wait, for their first year with a new team?
Yeah, they went 14 wins.
Okay.
Sam Darnold with the Seahawks.
Kerry Collins?
Sam Darnold with the Vikings last year. The
Oh,
only
wow.
quarterback-
I thought you were hitting me with some random Titans stuff. I was like, man, did Jerry
No.
Collins come up here and rip it
No,
up?
we
his
did.
first
We
year?
did win 10 in a row, but I think we went 13-3 or something.
Wasn't Jerry Collins the quarterback with that great 13-win season or 14-win season, whatever it
Chris
was?
Johnson going. Yeah, him. I think BY was around too, but I think Kerry was the quarterback most of the time. All right, the first game Sunday is Texans Patriots.
Patriots, easy.
Yes.
I'm not picking the Texans for anything.
I think it'll be a low-scoring game because the Texans' defense is just
I
that. damn good.
also do think the Patriots have a leg up being at home. You know what I mean? We always talk about the weather. I think that could be a bigger factor to some guys than we think.
I just think this might because if they look at the Patriots, because that defense is really, really good for the Texans, like amazingly good. But they let the Patriots hang around like they let the Steelers hang around last weekend. It's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they'll take advantage of it. You know, last
Patriots
game,
have been well in their own right this year too, man. They have looked really good.
yeah, for sure. I mean, people can say what they want about their schedule, but it's still NFL football every week.
Yeah, dude.
Last game is Rams Bears.
I got to go with the Rams, man. That's my Caleb. Caleb is looking great though. I think it's going to be a tough game. I got to stick with the Rams just because that's my original Super Bowl pick. You know, Rams, Bills. I think, but it's looking a little tough, man, on my teams, man. I'm not sure that I'm going to see that come to fruition. To be honest with you,
Bills
there's some tough games ahead.
They lost two more receivers last week to torn ACLs. It's been tough.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I'd like to see Josh Allen pull through and get him a dub, man.
But yeah, I got the Rams too. Matthew Stafford's been playing at an MVP level. Sean McVay's
always
it's hard to pick against Sean McVay, dude. So,
it's hard to pick against Matt Stafford, man. He always finds a way.
So we agree on every game except for the Seahawks 49ers. You have the Niners and I have the Seahawks.
Nice.
It's like a good little game weekend of football. Hopefully, because the wild card weekend was amazing football from start to finish.
Sure.
You say what you want about the Chicago weather is dicey. 9-time champion right here. I don't know what it's the champion of, but 9 times. Good job. Chicago weather is dicey. But no, Matt Stafford.
He's the 9-time pin the tail on the donkey champion.
Matt Stafford lived in Detroit for a long time, so I think he can deal with the cold.
For sure.
So
but
on
don't
that
they
note,
play in a dome up there in Detroit, though?
And they do play the dome in Detroit, but he lived there. He still had to like practice in the cold and stuff like that.
True.
I'm sure, it means he played Chicago. He played Minnesota twice a year. He played Green Bay twice a year. He's played in plenty of cold games.
Yeah, I like Matt Stafford, man. I'm rooting for him. Him and Josh Allen are honestly, it'd be cool to see Sam Darnold do some stuff too. I like a good comeback story. So
like Kim Kardashian.
Let's see what happens. Sure. Yeah.
You ever
Who's
heard
that?
You ever heard
Who is that? I don't know who she is.
You know the show Parks and Rec?
I've not seen it. It looks funny though. I've seen videos.
There's a blooper reel where they're like, everybody loves a good comeback story, like Robert Downey Jr., Rocky, and he goes, Kim Kardashian? And they go, well, he goes, she got it on her back in the video.
Oh, God. That's not what I meant at all.
Oh, man. That was Chris Pratt. Let's see. Auburn guy. When Auburn claimed extra natties last year, I got it. So I love it. Love it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we got a final bite. We get to our final bite. We can get out of here. Yeah.
All right, I just got 2 big ones right here. You can't see them because I'm not going to actually hold them up, but you can imagine what gesture here I'm maybe thinking of, the old Stone Cold signal. And that's to the NFL, man, for snubbing our boy Cam Ward. Not even
able to vote for him.
Not even able to put a vote in for the man because he was not nominated. But and I don't even get on this bag too much, but yeah, screw those guys, man. That's a Titans thing, not a Cam Ward thing, man.
Yeah, for sure. My final bite is just preaching patience. I think they're doing it the right way. Doing a wide net and getting as much information as they can. I believe in this front office to hire the right coach. If that ends up being Matt Nagy, I trust Borgonzi to, do his homework and figure out who the right coach is for this team.
Absolutely.
So, on that note, thanks for joining us on Titans Table for Two. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do that. Hit the notification bell, tell your friends, all that. Check out CPN, all those different channels. Third and Teal for the Jags, Unstable for the Colts, That Real Texas Team Pod for the Texans. And then, of course, this AFC South show where we all get together and talk sports as one. Was that a Jaguar? Yes. The Jacksonville Jaguar.
One down, one more to go, baby.
Yeah, no
one
doubt.
Down, one more to go.
Here, we have this is for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Duval.
Okay. But on that note, we're gonna hit a check, please. And I'm not paying for this, so I hope you got it.
I'm dining and dashing.
Tighten up.
Tighten up, baby.